What could Esau have looked like? In this episode of Colors in the Bible, we'll take a look into Esau, whose distinctive feature was his being red and hairy. If you're not familiar with the story, Esau is one of the grandsons of Abraham through Isaac. Of course, Isaac married Rebekah and they had twins, Jacob and Esau. During pregnancy, Rebekah was so troubled because the movement in her tummy was so unsettling. She had to inquire of the Lord, why is this happening to me? And take note, during those times, they didn't have ultrasound, they didn't have fetal monitoring devices. The movement of the babies inside the womb probably made Rebekah feel very uncomfortable. And the Lord says to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other, the older shall serve the younger. So if you were the mother receiving that kind of message, what would you feel? Fast forward, the babies are born. Esau was described to have come out of the womb as red and very hairy. Although there are no medical records from back then, if Esau was very hairy from birth, like it was really a distinct characteristic from him as soon as he emerged from the womb, he could have had hypertrichosis, which is the excessive amount of hair. This condition could be present at birth or it could be developed later in life. Esau or Esau in the original Hebrew is a synonym of Seir. This is a play on the Hebrew word Seir, which meant hair. Now let's talk about Esau's redness. When babies are born, they can sometimes be red because of blood circulation. You have to remember that in the womb, their main source of oxygen is the umbilical cord. Of course, when they're born, the red blood cells start to circulate. They go to the surface of the skin, which is why it may appear more red, but of course, that dissipates in time. Other causes of redness in newborn babies, it could be temperature regulation or the pushing, the pressure, and squeezing during childbirth. In Esau's case, he was probably redder than usual, which may have included his hair. And it was even more striking, especially when his twin brother Jacob was born next to him and they saw that he didn't have the same physical attributes as Esau. The redness of newborn babies will usually fade in time if they don't have underlying conditions, but in Esau's case, if he has retained this redness throughout his life, this just tells me that he may have had more of the pheomelanin pigment. Pheomelanin is a type of melanin pigment that's usually red and yellow in color. Combined with our other pigments, then we have our unique skin, hair, and eye color. Now, we all have pheomelanin. The pinkish stones in our lips, our nipples, that's pheomelanin. Some people have more of it, which is why they can have naturally red or strawberry blonde hair. Because we don't have photos of Esau from back then, I can only hypothesize that he probably had more pheomelanin, which was why he was so red. In contrast, his fraternal twin brother Jacob didn't have as much hair as he did, which was why Jacob had to cover himself in animal skins and wear Esau's clothing so that he could capture Esau's hairiness and he could have the distinct outdoor scent of Esau so that he could deceive their father when he went to get the blessing of the firstborn. More than a physical characteristic, red was a significant theme in Esau's life. Let's talk about that in the next video. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Colors in the Bible. I'll see you soon. Bye!